What's going on, YouTube world? This is my 1963 Ford Falcon V8 conversion I'm doing. I can't find anything on YouTube with this same swap that I'm kind of doing. There's swaps, but not the stuff I've had to go through. I just wanted to maybe I can help some people who are trying to do the same kind of thing I've been doing. I'm putting the 302 in here. This car had the 176 cylinder in it at the time. I bought a block for $100, a 1978 whole complete engine, but I just used the block out of it, and we had the board over 40. My friend's building the engine for me. He's had it since March, but he does a lot of head work, so he just has to do my motor in his spare time. So she's going to be a 347 stroker engine, and I'm going to have to do some bracing to this thing, but I just want to kind of explain to you what I've done, what I've had to go through. I've completely redone the whole front end. I know there's Mustang 2 conversions out there and all these other conversion kits you can do to these things, but when you're kind of a poor little country dude like I am out here trying to survive in this crazy ass world, I just did what I had to do. So this car had the 4-lug drum brakes all the way around it when I bought the car. This was my great grandfather's car. He owned it back in the day, and he had it all through the 80s and up until 94 when he stopped driving the car. This was the sticker that was on it. So when he passed away in like 96, he gave it to my grandfather. My grandfather put it out back, and it sat there for, I don't know, a few years. And I started messing with it because we used to live back here behind my grandfather at the time. And I came home from work one day, and he had sold the car to a gentleman down the road for $1,500, and it kind of pissed me off at the time, and I had to ride by the car all the time, and I would see it sitting out in this yard, and dude never did anything with it. It just sat there, and he had a 62 sitting beside it. So I went there one day, knocked on the door, and offered him $1,000 for it. And he was like, "You need to go a little bit more than that," because it had been 20 years since it had been on our property. And so I offered him. He got me up to $1,700, and I brought it home, and I got the original motor running. Spooled around back roads with that 170, and it was weak as a kitten. It would hardly pull up a hill. And but anyway, I pulled the motor, sold that to a dude down in North Carolina. Came up, I had it on Marketplace for like a day, and a guy was on his way, and he brought that engine. And so what I have to go through to get this thing, to put a V8 in it, it's been crazy. This is my first time doing any build. So I know there'll be critics out there, but maybe they can help me. Tell me something I don't know, because a lot of stuff I don't know. So the front end I got is a CSRP. It came out of Cali, and I'm on the East Coast, and so that guy was real helpful. I can find the link for him. My kit came with the rotors, the spindles, the calipers, and all the linkages, the brake lines, the master cylinder it came with. And I can find the price that I paid for it. I want to say, I think it was around $1,500 to $1,800 for all of that. I used the same stock sway bar, and I replaced all the bushings though. This is stock. I ordered these A-arms, upper and lower A-arms, just offline, so they're not very expensive. I think they were $40-50 a piece. CSRP makes these spring saddles, but they were kind of high. I couldn't budget with messing with me. So I had to get these cheapos, and I got stock V8 63 and a half springs because they came with the 260 V8 when they made the 63 and a half, and I got the stock V8 shocks, and all of that stuff was really cheap. And these were a pain in my ass to get up in there. I thought I was gonna die. And got new bolts, and so hopefully that'll hold up. And for the power I'm gonna put at it, it's gonna be a 347, but I'm not gonna be doing no drag racing or something. I might play with some people at the light or something, but I'm just mainly looking to cruise, sound good, put a little knocking system in it, and a thump. I want my 2.5-inch pipes. I'm gonna want them to come out right here. And my engine I'm getting built, I put GT40P heads on them, and the headers I bought wasn't gonna fit, so I had to find a special type of header to go with these GT40P heads that I got. So I found some. There were Sandersons, and I believe the 65 Mustangs. All of them are the same. Everything 65 Mustang is about identical and will fit in here. The Sanderson headers are much more narrower to be able to fit in here with that V8 going in here. And yeah, I'm gonna put the C4 tranny behind it, 347. This has a 3500 stall on it. I got this tranny 2 years ago. I ran a bunch of barbed wire, and he had it rebuilt, and he was gonna put it in his Fox body. He ended up selling his Fox body, and he told me this was in his garage, and if I wanted to help him do some work on the farm on my spare time, he would give me the tranny. That's what I did. He paid $1,600 for this thing. And I've got me a new gas tank. Santa Claus brought that to me this year. I've got all my trim for the car. I've got carpet for the car. I've got my new kick panels for the car. I went and bought a 8.8 tranny. I mean, excuse me, a 8.8 for it. I had to narrow down the passenger side to match the driver's side. I believe it was 2 3/4 inches I took out of this thing. And we measured and remeasured, and I had a good friend of mine who's a good welder. He hooked it up for me, and I'm getting ready to sit it under there. I got me some new purchase, and I've been seeing a few things about guys who need more room, so I ordered these, and they have the 3 holes, and I'm going to put it on the one furthest back. And I got these 16 by 7 inch 2005 Mustang wheel that I'm just going to use as rollers. But I think they look pretty cool though. But I've got to get some back spacers. I got to get this in there to measure. I believe I'm going to have to get inch ones. The front one, I've ordered the inch ones, too small. I even went and got 1 1/4 inch wheel spacers. Still, it wouldn't go flush to my rotor. So I believe I'll get some 1.5 inch ones I can stick on there to get the car down off the jacks after I install the engine, so I can get my drive shaft made, because I'm going to have to create a drive shaft. But I have 2 out of some Explorers. Maybe even rig something up with that for all the parts. So anybody has any advice, I'll gladly take it. If you've done anything like this, I just can't really find that many things on YouTube, and it's just been fun. I can't wait to get out there on this thing. So until part 2, when I get this motor installed, I'll put a part 2 up, then hopefully we can hear this dude fire up, do a little camming around in here. So till then, peace out.